Hello and welcome to the StudyTravel TV studios in London. I'm Nicola Hancox.
And I'm Scott Wade, bringing you the latest StudyTravel news and stories.
The headlines this week: increase for Canadian language sector in 2016.
EC moves further into pathway sector.
And growth for US secondary schools.
So we start with a small but significant increase in Canada then, Hanks.
Yes. The number of international students at member schools of Languages Canada increased by 1% last year following a couple of years of decline.
More than 135,000 students enrolled at member schools in 2016 according to the association's annual member survey. When limiting the data to schools that were members in both years, growth was at 4%, Languages Canada said.
Japan remained the top source country for Languages Canada member schools, with over 21,000 students in 2016, an 8% increase compared with the previous year, and the top 5 was completed by Brazil, China, Korea and Mexico.
However, the average stay decreased from nearly 12 weeks in 2015 to 11 weeks last year, which the association attributed to an increase in junior students and the growth of short-term students from Mexico, as well as declines from the longer stay Saudi market.
The ratio of students on study permits required for 6 months or longer reduced to 28%.
Could be, by the sound of these stats, that there's a shift in the Canadian market, Hanks.
Yes, Saudi numbers are on the wane and more short-term study travellers. The Saudi issue, in fact, is affecting many markets worldwide.
In another market on the move, pathway programs, we can reveal that language provider EC English has moved further into that sector with a new partnership with the University of Hartford in the USA.
EC has created a new subdivision, EC Higher Education, which will deliver an international pathway program at that university in the state of Connecticut.
Andrew Manjan, Executive Chairman of EC, said that the partnership highlighted the solid strides EC were making in the higher education sphere, and that the company's experience of international recruitment and its network of agents would help the University of Hartford to achieve its recruitment goals.
The Pathway programme will be launching for the autumn 2018 intake.
EC are always on the move. Staying in the USA, a new study by the Institute of International Education in the USA has claimed that the number of overseas students seeking a US high school diploma has grown to almost 82,000, up 12% since 2013.
Of all international students enrolled at a US high school in 2016, 72% were full diploma-seeking students on the F1 academic visa, up 22% on 2013 figures, with the remainder holding a J1 exchange program visa, a decline of 7% over the same period.
Oh yes, well, Korea and Germany were the next two largest source countries, and the number of schools hosting international students has grown to around 2,800, the Institute of International Education said. It's always good to hear that more students are getting the study travel experience, Hanks. And now for a roundup of some of the other stories this week. Northland has become the latest region in New Zealand to launch an international education strategy aiming to triple the number of overseas students by 2027 and increase the value of the sector to 30 million New Zealand dollars.
Into University Partnerships has signed an agreement with the Suffolk University in Boston, its 10th such pathway partnership in the USA.
And the UK is the top destination for agents in China and Hong Kong, according to a StudyTravel magazine agency survey released this month, with higher education representing nearly half of all business for the responding agents.
And CL has unveiled a new look website which it said aims to highlight the fact that learning Portuguese in Portugal is an all-round cultural and fun experience.
Absolutely. Hello to Alexandra from the team at CL. And that's all for our news bulletin, sponsored this week by GALA, the Global Alliance of Education and Language Associations, which is presenting its annual data and trends on Friday at the forthcoming StudyTravel Alfie conference in London. Let us know if you have an opinion about this broadcast or the world in general, and go to studytravel.network for all things study travel.
Thank you for watching. We'll be back with more stories next week.
Indeed we will. Goodbye.
Goodbye.